Hello, welcome to a demo of Odigos. This is Eric Horsman, VP of Solutions Engineering here at Odigos. What you see is the Odigos UI with a variety of rules, sources, actions, and destinations. And we'll show you how to create that in your environment. Here in my environment, I have a Kubernetes cluster with my KV model application. You can see my pods are up and running. Quickly, I'm going to install Odigos with a single command. We're using the enterprise token to use the enterprise feature set as well. You can see quickly we're installing the Odiglet and many other components. The Odiglet is a special component that uses eBPF to instrument at the function level into the actual code itself, just like you would with bytecode instrumentation, but it's 10 to 20x less overhead. The Odiglet works in Kubernetes, and we have an Odigos process that does the same thing in the Linux environment. While that installs, we can take a look at a EKS environment. This is where I can define eBPF instrumentation rules. This is collect payload, headers, and even things like stack traces and line numbers, or what we call code attributes on the fly. That's only available with eBPF in our Enterprise Edition. Here are all the sources that we're auto-discovering. Even compiled sources like C++, Go. And I have another C++ service here, MySQL. Our pipeline actions to enrich the pipeline, enrich the traces before they go to the destination, as well as sample those. In addition, we're sending it to multiple destinations. Grafana Cloud, Honeycomb, Grafana Stack, and in this case, AWS X-Ray as well. If I go over to the install I just started, it looks like we're up and running, and I will go ahead and start up our UI. I have now my local host environment. If I refresh, I should see that brand new UI, and I can see my variety of namespaces. So I'm going to select two of my namespaces and actually instrument 12 and 5 or 17 applications here. I will hit next, and I will add a destination. You can add multiple destinations, things like ClickHouse, Elastic, even OTLP destinations that you already have set up with your OTel collectors. Here we'll set up Jaeger. I'll hit done, and we'll be instrumented with just another click here. Automatically, I discover all the sources, and I can start by adding instrumentation rules because I want to capture some of that payload, my database queries, my messages, and I'm going to turn this on the fly. And this will allow me to see those deep details, and I don't even have to restart to do that. Same thing with headers. I want to capture my HTTP headers, and in addition to that, I want to capture my code attributes. Things like stack traces, line numbers, namespaces. And now this will be added as attributes to my traces. All my sources look like they're instrumented now. I'm going to add an action as well. I'm going to add the application version. So I'm going to enrich my pipeline. I can mask, I can rename, but I can also enrich. So I'm going to enrich my pipeline with a application version. And I will type that in as appver for short. And I will do 2.2.75. I want to add a sampler to this as well. So I'm going to add my latency sampler. And this will allow me to limit my transactions to only those transactions that at least take 100 milliseconds. So I'm going to capture 100% of the transactions that take 100 milliseconds and only 15% of those that don't. So I can save money and really focus on those important transactions that have a lot of processing. I'm going to go over to Jaeger now, and we'll see those traces on the fly. So if I go over to Jaeger, I refresh my environment, I should see my traces in my front end environment, and I can quickly and easily see there's all sorts of traces coming in. I'll select a particular trace. If I scroll down here, I should see my metadata. Here's my app version. In my case as well, I can see my analytics call, my publish. If I drill down into that a little bit further, I'm able to see my messaging key and even my messaging body, which is my messaging that I turned on. If I take a look at my get, I can see if I have stack traces built in. I have stack traces now built directly into the metadata because I turned that on the fly. And in this case, I'm even not only getting the SQL call, but I'm drilling down into the C++ application MySQL to see the lock and unlock times. In addition, when you're sending that data out, you're able to see in Grafana your traces. We can see all the traces in Grafana in this case, my logs, all my logs, any errors that happen in my logs, and then in addition, my metrics, right? So you're able to get all your observability data from Odigos, and you can see all of your rich metrics that are coming across as well. As a quick recap, we instrumented everything via eBPF, automatically discovered and instrumented all these applications, including compiled applications like C++ in Go. We added instrumentation rules, which is eBPF on the fly instrumentation, in this case for payload, code attributes, and HTTP headers. And then we modified our pipeline before sending it to multiple destinations.